Father, a man who provides care or exercises authority like that of a male parent. More often than not, this noun is said to describe the prominent male figure in one's life, especially during early childhood development when applicable. But we all know that reality is often cruel and twisted, meaning many children may grow up without a father in their lives. For some, it is better that way, and for others, not so much. But do note that this definition defines a father as a person who provides care and not just life. Harry Mason is a great example of a father, as his journey through Silent Hill shows that it is not blood that makes a man a father, but the bond with his child. To those of you who have played Silent Hill 3, we know how Harry's story unfortunately ends. But if an end exists, there also must be a beginning, and that is in the original Silent Hill. Harold Harry Mason sports a tight brown jacket with what appears to be a black vest and a white t-shirt underneath. His blue jeans are paired with a set of brown boots to finish off his modest look. Harry has no facial hair, or at least appears to be clean shaven. His brown hair is also nicely groomed and slicked back, which is typical for some guys with short hair. By today's standards, his look could be considered bland and uninspiring, but with this game being released back in 1999, I find that his attire is quite appropriate. It shows that Harry is an organized and tidy person. As the only parent to Cheryl, it should all make sense as to why. Often when one parent or child is lost in a family, the remaining members become more protective in fear of it happening again. Heather in Silent Hill 3 felt that way about Harry, as he came off as overprotective at times during her childhood, but it was all for good reason. With all of that being said, let us now take a look at some of the scenes in Silent Hill to establish a better understanding of the person Cheryl called father. When it comes to understanding a character, often the best way to do that is through their interactions with others. In this first scene, where Harry and Sybil meet for the first time, take note of his demeanor during this entire interaction.
Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
Oh, like I've been run over by a truck. But I'm all right, I guess.
Glad to hear it. You from around here? Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wait a second, I'm just a tourist. I came here for a vacation. I just got here. I don't know what happened. I'd like to find out myself.
That is an interesting line for what is to come in Harry's future. More on that later. But already, we can see that Harry is a person who does not back down when faced with the unknown. He instead is willing to face it head on. In this next scene, which serves as the first interaction with Dr. Kaufman, I will say that it is bizarre. From the very beginning, Kaufman bombards Harry with his thoughts and opinions, but then, well, you will see.
Hold it! Stop! Don't shoot! Wait! I'm not here to fight. My name is Harry Mason. I'm in town on vacation.
Thank God, another human being.
Do you work here?
I'm Dr. Michael Kaufman. I work at this hospital.
So maybe you can tell me what's going on.
I really can't say. Have you ever seen such aberrations? Ever even heard of such things? You and I both know creatures like that don't exist.
Yeah. Have you seen a little girl anywhere? I'm looking for my daughter. She's only 7, short, black hair.
I love how Harry's lack of interest in Dr. Kaufman's babble is shown here. Harry immediately discards his word vomit and cuts straight to the chase. Here's my daughter's description. She is missing. Have you seen her? We can see here that Harry, like the worried parent he is, has only one person on his mind, Cheryl.
She's missing. I'm sorry. But with all those monsters around, I highly doubt that she's... Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you. Your wife, she's here with you?
She died 4 years ago. Now it's just me and my daughter.
I see. I'm sorry. Well, I'd better be going. I can't just sit around here doing nothing.
So long. Good luck out there.
I left this part of the scene in for a reason. I hope you caught what Harry just said about it being him and Cheryl. The reason I brought that up is because I cannot imagine the amount of stress he must feel with Cheryl being missing. Just like Cheryl in her current state, there is no one for Harry to run to or share his feelings with. Yet he remains stoic, though his situation could be much better. The way he has interacted with others so far indicates that a lot of what Harry feels is kept inside versus an outward way of expression. Now, this could be due to the writing at the time, or the fact that expression in this game, outside of voices, is non-existent. In this meeting with Sybil, we can see once again Harry's resolve to find his daughter.
Harry!
Sybil?
I'm glad you're okay. All the roads out of town are blocked. Cars have completely stopped running. The phones and radios are still out too.
What about my daughter? Did you see her?
I did see a girl.
Was it Cheryl?
While some may see this as Harry having a one-track mind, I see it as a man truly in distraught about his missing daughter. Though this last scene is nothing more than a dream, it once again speaks to Harry's character. Watch how he stands his ground against Alessa without hesitation. I would be terrified in this situation, as what he has seen in this town thus far is already too much for a normal person.
I figured you'd show. Hold it right there. I don't know who you are or what you're trying to do, and I don't care. Just one thing. Let Cheryl go. That's all I ask. What? Where's Cheryl? Give me back my daughter.
Alright, I hate to break character here myself, but I found Harry here to be hilarious. No pun intended. He just saw Alessa get floored by the Floros, and without hesitation once again, just stated, "Where is Cheryl? Give me back my daughter." Harry, my man, we know you're looking for Cheryl, but don't stand there like a statue making those demands. Moving on, once the game is completed, depending on the player's actions, we can be treated to a wonderful scene like this one, where Harry, Heather, aka Cheryl, and Sybil escape from Silent Hill with their lives. Harry then will go on to raise Heather for the next 17 years. While the Sybil part is not mandatory for Silent Hill 3, it does show Harry's compassion is just not limited to Cheryl. While many of the scenes in Silent Hill are a bit flat in delivery, and most importantly in expression visually, the lengths Harry goes through to find his daughter is quite extraordinary. But unlike the games that came after the original, Harry's true spectrum of emotions is limited. Fast forwarding Harry's story by 17 years then brings us to Silent Hill 3, in which a phone call between father and daughter at the beginning of the game is the last words Heather would ever hear from her dad.
Dad, it's me. Yeah, sorry I didn't call sooner. Yeah, I guess I was. Anyway, I'm coming home now. Oh, I didn't get that thing you asked me to. Okay. Okay, I will. I love you too, Dad.
After finding Harry murdered by the missionary, we see Heather break down in grief. This scene drives home how good of a father Harry was to Heather, up until the end of his life. Sure, he may have come off as mean at times, or even downright evil, but the choices he made to help keep Heather away from the cult as long as possible is a testament to his character. I say that as the notebook he left for Heather in the event of his passing further supports his true nature. In it, he elaborates about his adventure through Silent Hill to bring her back and the emotions that came after. At times, he felt like he couldn't do it and that he should abandon Cheryl, but in the end, he could not let her go. The last few lines of this notebook read, "Even now, I cannot forget about that girl, but I love you. I have no doubts about that. That's all I ask you to believe. To my precious daughter." Being a father is not just a role, it is a permanent change to one's lifestyle for the benefit of their children. It involves making the decisions that many do not want to make, working and caring for your child even when you haven't an ounce of energy left for yourself. And most of all, it involves sacrifice. The ability to give up your time, your money, and your life to protect those who matter the most. Harry Mason checks all of these boxes and more, but do not get me wrong, being a parent is not as simple as checking boxes off on a list. I am sure that there is much more to Harry's character than what is provided to us thus far, and in the future, I would love to see that expanded. The original Silent Hill is not sufficient in truly fleshing out its interesting assortment of characters. Regardless of that uncertain future, however, it is important to remember that without Harry Mason, the Silent Hill series as we know it would not exist.